57 degrees now, mostly sunny here in the city. We are going down to 41 tonight.
Local news can come at you fast. Want the latest on what's happening in your backyard? Download the free Odyssey app. Follow your local news station, and you'll get alerts on the top stories making headlines in your city. You can stay in the know, no matter what you're up to, and be among the first to find out when news breaks. Plus, keep tabs on weather and traffic, so you're never caught off guard. To get started, download the Odyssey app. That's AUDACY, and follow your local news station.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that you need. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
10-10 wins.
Breaking news what's happening in my community.
I get all the headlines when I'm in my car. I like that it's local.
That's what I listen to in the morning.
10-10 wins.
At 92.3 FM.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or a technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
The Senate Intelligence Committee had some questions for Trump administration officials this afternoon about how a journalist got looped into a text chain that included the vice president and national security advisor just ahead of the U.S. military strikes in Yemen.
Democratic Senator Michael Bennett asked CIA Director John Ratcliffe how the editor-in-chief of the Atlantic magazine was added to that group chat.
Did he invite himself to the signal thread? I don't know how he was invited.
Bennett couldn't believe his ears.
This sloppiness, this incompetence, this disrespect for intelligence agencies and the personnel who work for him is entirely unacceptable. It's an embarrassment.
The group chat discussed attack timing, targets, and weapons.
Correspondent Linda Kenyon. The president is weighing in on this today.
President Trump says he remains confident in his national security advisor, Mike Waltz, telling NBC News that Waltz has learned a lesson and is a good man. This after Waltz apparently added Atlantic editor Jeffrey Goldberg to a Signal message thread where he says senior administration officials, including the vice president and defense secretary, discussed highly sensitive war plans. The White House is criticizing Goldberg, saying his reporting is incorrect. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said no war plans were discussed and no classified material was shared. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
According to federal law enforcement officials, attacks on Tesla dealerships, cars, and equipment are rudimentary and require little planning and are likely being carried out by lone offenders. That's the assessment of the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI, which came after incendiary devices were found at a Tesla showroom in Austin, Texas. No one was hurt. Yesterday, the FBI announced a task force to investigate attacks on Tesla dealerships. If you have a future trip to the nation's capital on the books, you might find yourself in a robo-taxi, courtesy of Waymo.
Driverless taxis will start offering rides in Washington, D.C. next year.
A fully self-driving car, ready to take you where you need to go.
Till then, Waymo will have human employees driving around to map out the city's streets.
For any questions, press the call support button to speak with a rider support agent.
Waymo's robo-taxis are already accepting fares in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Phoenix, and Austin, Texas, with rides starting soon in Atlanta and Miami.
Correspondent Michael Wallace. But you can have Barbara's roses, the ones that grow at her Malibu estate. We'll tell you how in just a moment. Wins News Time, 3:51. Time now for traffic, including the Hatfield Transit Desk. Here's Greg Wright.
Oh, here is the subway story. L, N, and W trains all have their follies at this hour, but that's about it. The LIRR Metro North, Path Trains, New Jersey Transit, they are all on or close to schedule at this point. Now, here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels, and the George is not on or close to schedule. Over an hour into town on either level because of the earlier crash that sat near Jerome Avenue. Westbound Cross Bronx worse than now from before the Bruckner interchange. Southbound Deegan slows from the Van Cortlandt Park South area. Northbound's loaded up from the RFK and the Bruckner. Harlem River Drive sloppy out of the 140s. West side is worse with brake lights out of the 60s. Inbound Lincoln Tunnel, about an extra 10 minutes. Outbound side of the Lincoln, no more than a few, but the outbound Helix and westbound 495, all of that is slowing down. Reportedly a crash westbound 495 right at the split for Route 3. Over at the Holland Tunnel right now out of Lower Manhattan, it's about an extra 10 minutes, and then back in Jersey, stay with the outbound covered roadway in the Skyway. The westbound Newark Bay still slow to 440 because of an earlier crash. Traffic is sponsored by Urban Air. Urban Air is where fun takes flight with their awesome attractions. It's always an adventure. Visit urbanair.com today to find your local park and book your tickets, membership, or birthday. Urban Air, let them fly. Attractions vary by park. I'm Greg Rice, 10 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast, sponsored by the Bronx Beat from the Bronx Economic Development Corporation. Here's meteorologist John Fearak.
A gusty breeze out there right now. That'll subside a little bit as we head through the evening, but a little bit on the chilly side for tonight for sure. Partly to mostly cloudy down to 41 in Midtown, mid-30s in the suburbs. Tomorrow, clouds, some sun, maybe an afternoon shower. We're up 50, brisk and cold down to 34, and then breezy, chilly day all day at Yankee Stadium on Thursday. Sunshine and some clouds, the high only 51. Obviously, it'll feel colder now with that breeze. A little bit better on Friday. Clouds, some sun, we're up to 58. And warmer still as we head into Saturday. Right now, it's up at we've got 57 with some sun. Going down to 41 tonight in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather's John Fearak on New York Weather Station. 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
If you want roses in your garden, a legend is singing the tune.
Soon it won't matter because Barbara Streisand is ready to sell her very own rose to the public. 5 years after she and her gardener spotted a bubblegum pink stork blooming on a deep red lasting love branch on the star's property in Malibu. The singer secured naming rights for Barbara's baby. And now the LA Times says Otto & Sons in Fillmore will sell them for $58 a plant in June. They're already available online at April and Ashland in Arizona. Deborah Rodriguez for 1010 Wins.
Ed Sheeran wants to open your eyes and ears to music. Well, students, that is, in the UK. Sheeran, Harry Styles, Elton John, Coldplay, and other stars are urging the British government to increase funding for music education. In schools, they signed an open letter ahead of the Prime Minister's budget announcement asking for £250 million, about $322 million for music education to make up for years of cuts. Springtime cherry blossom season. The season keeps changing.
Even though just a few have popped out, tourists in Japan are adoring the cherry blossoms.
I was happy to see the trees. It's beautiful, really beautiful. I love Tokyo.
And that's even though the official beginning of the cherry blossom season is 5 days earlier than last year, a phenomenon that's been happening recently and is blamed by most meteorologists on climate change. The problem with the early blooms is there's a much better chance of a late winter freeze, something that could easily wipe out the entire crop of the beautiful trees. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
The Bronx Beat.
Visit Wave Hill for the super bloom of the beautiful flower Glory of the Snow. These bright blue flowers blooming across Wave Hill's walkable garden marks the end of winter. Make sure you check out their springtime events before you go. There's plenty for all ages to enjoy. Visit wavehill.org to learn more about the super bloom and view their event calendar.
This is Bronx Borough President Vanessa L. Gibson for the Bronx Beat. For more information, please visit ilovethebronx.com.
Whatever your cancer journey, there's one place in New Jersey where our discoveries become your care. You have access to advanced clinical trials thanks to our renowned scientists and multidisciplinary care teams at New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center, the one world-class cancer program that's close to home. RWJ Barnabas Health and Rutgers Cancer Institute. Let's beat cancer together. Visit rwjbh.org/beatcancer.
Now Bloomberg Money Watch. Here's Andrew O'Day.
McDonald's has retained its position as the world's most valuable restaurant brand. A report from Brand Finance finds McDonald's with a brand value increase of 7% to $40.5 billion. Starbucks slipped to second place. KFC, Subway, and Taco Bell round out the top five. The fastest growing restaurant brand is Chick-fil-A, now in 8th place on the list. The co-CEO of Samsung has died of a heart attack. Han Zhong-Li was 63 years old. He was instrumental in growing Samsung into the world's top electronics company. Han oversaw Samsung's TV, home appliances, and smartphone businesses. Most recently, he took charge of efforts to integrate artificial intelligence to most of Samsung's consumer products. Under his leadership, the company's installed AI chips in refrigerators, washing machines, and vacuums. Just ahead of the closing bell on Wall Street, we're back to gains. Dow up 20, NASDAQ up 81, S&P rising 9. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 50, just past every hour. Andrew O'Day for 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Susan Richard here with Michael Barish from Barish and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community. Michael, there are two key government programs that are really a lifeline for the 9/11 community. We know that police and firefighters, the responders are eligible, but tell us who else may get these benefits.
Over 300,000 civilians, including downtown office workers, residents, students, and teachers.
Right, south of Canal Street.
They are entitled to the same benefits as the cops and the firefighters. Free health care for 9/11 illnesses and compensation that is life-changing.
At the same time, if somebody lost a loved one from a 9/11 related illness, they could be eligible as well.
Their family is entitled to money that will allow them to keep their house, that will pay for college. It's not too late for them to make a claim.
So here's what you do. Let Barish and McGarry see if you're eligible. Go to 911awards.com. That's 911awards with an S.com. Barish and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
WINS FM, New York.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. 1010 wins AccuWeather. Weather says partly to mostly cloudy tonight, low 41 degrees. Tomorrow, a breezy day with clouds, some sunshine. We might see a shower pop up in the afternoon, high 50. Thursday's partly sunny, still breezy, high 51. Friday, clouds, some sunshine, high 58. Saturday might see a shower in the afternoon, high 52. And Sunday's cloudy with some showers, high 54. Right now, it's 57 degrees under a sunny sky in New York.